from the time I joined or teamed up with WYCOTAX, I had a lot of stress on me running the store, taking care of finances, marketing and whatnot, and bookkeeping, and was one thing that was really, I mean, it was taking most of my time. And from the time I joined WYCOTAX, that was just like such a relief on my end that I don't have to worry about those things. And also, like, not just taking care of bookkeeping, I would say that with Chris and his team, I got such a good support. Like any question regarding his business related, regarding its, helping any kind of assistance we need in terms of business, WYCOTAX is always there. And I mean, I'm really, really grateful of Chris and his entire team for supporting us from the time we joined them. And it's been a great help.
The more that we help you grow, everybody will grow.
Absolutely.
And advocacy is putting you in the front line because your success is our business.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, Wednesday, September the 23rd. Today, we're going to be continuing to present all of the different opportunities, all of the different pathways that there are to financial assistances for you and your small businesses in these current hard times for business owners, for any individual. I know it is very important to have all of the resources as possible to keep your business going. So we're gonna get right on topic to some more opportunities just here in this webinar. Good morning, my name is Juan Turubiartes. I am an accountant, a tax professional, payroll, and bookkeeping expert. We are also navigating small business owners on all of the financial opportunities like it is the PPP, EIDL, Shared Work Program, and many, many more. Just until this day, we have been able to help business owners get those financial assistances more than $4.5 million in assistances, in deductions, in credits, and financial resources that all of the business owners are able to attain right at this moment, right in this day. Just it is by searching for them. If you don't know what any of these are, like it is the PPP Shared Work Program and all of the different tax deductions and credits, you can always feel free to ask us, reach us, because we will be happy to help you out, just like we've been helping out previous owners. If yourself, you do not have time to watch all of this webinar, it's only gonna be a 15 minutes, but if you don't have the time, you can always come back and see the video. It's always gonna be in our YouTube page. All you have to do is search up our name, WYCOTAX, and all of these past webinars will also be available totally free, never at a cost, and they're always gonna be there waiting for you to go over them the first time or maybe even a second time to go ahead and review them. Before I jump into this presentation, let me just read this quick disclaimer. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for tax, legal, or accounting advice. Examples and other materials in this webinar are only for illustrative purposes and should not be relied upon for technical answers. WYCOTAX is an outsourced tax, payroll, and bookkeeping company. WYCOTAX is not associated with any institutions on this presentation and is a private business providing resources to small businesses. Today, it's a 15-minute short webinar to get you started in your day. If you have any questions, I encourage you to let us know, type it away. We'll be happy to reach you out with any questions or maybe some concerns. Just give us a message, send us an email, send us a text message to our easy to remember phone number, and we will be reaching you out. This presentation is also going to be recorded. It's going to be available on our YouTube page, or you can always visit us to our website in WYCOTAX.com, and you can get all of the information. We have as much information there as possible. So today, let's go over and review the question from last week. Last week's presentation, we finished it off with this question. Miss Gloria, she is a business owner, a sole proprietor. She has a restaurant for over 10 years. She has been doing very good in a restaurant, has had it for plenty time, over a decade. And in these times, she's seeking for some help. She has been contributing to the economy, So she needs now some assistance to keep her business going and continue to have some employees and to provide for the community. Now she obtained the PPP loan. $100,000 is what she asked for, and it's what she received. Now, how can this loan be forgiven is her main question. She would like to keep this loan invested in her company and not have to repay it. And then the second question is, will she have to pay taxes if this loan is forgiven? These are the two questions that she is asking, and we're gonna be looking over them and answering them on this webinar. Now, a little bit about the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, what it is. It was established by Section 1102 of the CARES Act. Under the PPP, a recipient of a covered loan may use the loan to pay payroll costs, employee benefits related to healthcare, interest on mortgage obligations, rent, utilities, and other interest on any other existing debt. And to summarize it, the loan amounts can be used for any operating expenses of the business. If the business needs to pay payroll, rent, equipment, supplies, everything necessary to keep the business going, it's gonna be allowed to use. There's always a percentage, how much has to be used for this, how much it has to be used for that. Just get this number, just try to remember this number. As long as you use 60% of the total loan funds for payroll, then you are gonna be able to qualify for a possible forgiveness, okay? We're gonna go over that in 1 second again. So let's keep going over the PPP, what it is. Under the Section 1106B of the CARES Act, a recipient of the covered loan can receive forgiveness of the loan in an amount equal to the sum of payments made for the following expenses during the 8-week covered period. After the loan is given to you, the business owner had 8 weeks to use this loan for payroll, for operating expenses. Now, there has been a lot of changes to this loan forgiveness, all of the guidelines, everything that a recipient needs to have in order to have this forgiven, and it keeps changing. They have already changed the 8-week period to use this loan. It is now a much longer period, 24 weeks. And this loan has to be used again for payroll, 60%, and the rest for operating expenses, and you'll be eligible to make this forgiveness of the loan. Now, all of this has to come into play, not only what you use a loan, but also if the right forms are filled out correctly. All of this has to take place for you to be eligible, for you to qualify to have your loan forgiven, and you don't have to pay it back. Now, some more, Section 1106A, this defines a covered period. This is gonna let you know what the covered period means, 24 weeks, when it starts, when it finishes. Also, what the mortgage obligation, the rent obligation, utility payment, payroll costs, etc. These, Section 1106A is going to define exactly what kind of payments are going to qualify under these expenses, under this terms of covered period. All of this is given right there, so everybody has it in black and white and can always relate to. Like I said, after your loan is given, you have to use this loan to continue to pay payroll, to continue to pay rent, to continue to pay utilities, every operating expense of the business. Now, the taxation of the PPP loan forgiveness. If you are forgiven of this loan, the PPP loan amounts used to cover expenses will not be deductible come income tax season. Why does this matter? Because if you use all of these expenses that qualify to forgive your loan, you cannot use those same expenses again to deduct on your income tax season. That is what we call double dipping. It is not going to be allowed. Whatever you use to keep that money cannot be used to deduct your money again on income tax season. That is the main thing about all of these expenses that are going to be used to get this loan forgiven, and you don't have to pay any of it back. On other loans, usually when a recipient gets the loan forgiven, the amounts of this loan is included in the income whenever they file tax season. But when it comes to the PPP, it has been written already that any loan forgiveness is not going to be included as income. As a result, that is when, instead of being included as income, now the expenses are not going to be allowed when come income tax season. It's almost the same thing. It's just in a different way, because the PPP is just this one time that had to be given. It wanted to be forgivable to everybody. So, I mean, they have to not forgive this double dipping. This is how it's going to play when it comes to taxation of this PPP loan forgiveness. Now, additional guidance. Due to the unusual result, we are still waiting for further clarification from Congress on its intent behind the loan forgiveness provision of the CARES Act. In addition to the deductibility of payroll-related expenses, questions remain as whether the PPP loan forgiveness requires a reduction in net operating losses under the Section 108 of the Code, or it impacts a partner's basis in a partnership under Code Section 752. All of these clarifications are not final yet. They were final 2 months ago, then they became final 3 weeks ago, but now they're changing again because the Congress still wants to help out business owners and any recipient of these federal assistances like it is the PPP. So there are still changes. As soon as there are more, they're going to be, of course, given out by us. We're going to go ahead and have another explanation of this. But currently, this PPP forgiveness is allowed. We just cannot know exactly the final guidelines to this forgiveness. We will be waiting out on Congress to make the final to this day clarification of this forgiveness. Now, for an overview, for Ms. Gloria, she received the PPP. Yes, it can be forgiven. She will not have to pay it back. And 2, if she is forgiven, if she's qualified for it to be forgiven, no, she cannot use the same expenses, double dip, use them as forgiveness and use the same ones as deductions. It can only be one. You can only pick one. Now, due to the COVID-19, she was able also to obtain the economic injury disaster loan, cash advance, and the regular disaster loan. What are the guidelines to qualify for this fund? Well, we're going to be going over that grant, that loan on the next week's webinar. For right now, I just want to get your attention and to look at all of the possible financial assistances that they are available for your business. All you have to do is go ahead and ask for them. Once you ask for them, you qualify, you will receive them. If you're not, if you do not know about these financial assistances, you can always reach out to us. We will be happy to assist you and see which one it is the best that there is for you and your business. Not all of these may be the best for you. You may not be eligible for some, but we will be happy to let you know which one it is best for you and your business to go ahead and take. Us at WYCOTAX, we would like for you and your business to continue to run smoothly and to get over these hard times and to look into a smooth way into prosperity, into growth of you and your business. If you have any questions, if you do not have your bookkeeping up to date, your books ready, nice and set, all of this is going to be very important when you make the applications to get these financial assistances. A lender, a bank, the SBA will not tolerate undone bookkeeping if it is not up to date. We at WYCOTAX have been open since 2015, more than 20 years of combined experience in tax, bookkeeping, and payroll, all in one service solution. We have been able to get certificates and been able to assist the community in giving back to them. All of these, if you need any of this proof, if you want to see it for yourself, you can always jump into our Facebook, into our Google search. You would see all of the clients that us WYCOTAX have been able to assist, that we have been able to, for them to receive these grants, this free money that is still available. If you want to revise this presentation, you can always go to YouTube. If you want to see other presentations, previous weeks, maybe you missed one, maybe you don't have the time on Wednesday mornings, you can always go to our YouTube, search us up as WYCOTAX, and everything is gonna be there free. All of our past presentations are there completely free whenever you have time to revisit them. And then if you have any questions, always reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you out. Thank you very much for visiting White Coffee Break this week. Visit us next week to see any and all of the financial assistances that you and your business can qualify for. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.